Hello there everybody, welcome to episode 12 of my Dyson Sphere Program series featuring the Icarus Evolution update. I'm Icon and we're gonna be doing great things today. So first off, I prepared a few things. We're producing solar sails now, that means we can found our Dyson Swarm in this episode. And I also prepared all the technology necessary for hyper jumps or warp jumps. I have researched strange matter and gravitational wave refraction. These are the key technologies for production of warpers. Sure, basically, you will space warp fuel. And the other end we needed to upgrade there was the drive engine. So we even unlock Mecha Warp. There's plenty of other things we can do now, but these are the two topics I've set for this episode. So let's pick up that wave, that ray emitter, or however it's called, and I'm exporting the solar sails now via the interstellar logistics station because I was experimenting around while I was preparing this episode, and this is the first Dyson Swarm we got here, producing a whopping amount of 6.8 megawatt, and I realized that Cabelaset 3 is a horrible planet to start a Dyson Swarm because there's always this big ice giant in my way. You know, it's bad enough that you can't fire your railguns 24/7 from because the planet is rotating on its own axis. But if the orbit is even blocked by an item regularly, that's just a no-go. I figured that Cabelaset 1, though, would be the ideal place to do solar sail launching, because it's very close to the planet, and there's nothing in between. It would be only better if this planet had no own rotation, so if it would be tidally locked, but you can't have everything, I guess, in your starter system. So the thing I want to do before we set off to the volcano planet for the Dyson Swarm is I want to start the deuterium production. Because for space warpers, you need deuterium as a, well, consider it a basic material. Strange matter is mostly comprised out of deuterium. And deuterium can be made in particle colliders. So sadly, our power grid really doesn't provide enough power for that right now. So let's hop away to the other planet and, well, let's say we need more power, so let's produce more power. That's a beautiful thing about the Dyson Swarm. You can use it for your own power needs. So right now we might be only producing 6.8 megawatt on that Dyson Swarm, but that's been from a very unfortunate launching position. Can't wait to see what we can do from Cabelaset 1. And also I'm going to do a little bit of an introduction of the mechanics there. But that's really beginner stuff because I recently found out how it works. This episode is about exploring this whole Dyson Swarm thing and hopefully setting up a few particle colliders at the other planet. Look at them. I made them myself. All those little sails. Alright, well, let's slow down. Slow down further and nosedive. I'm getting better at this. So, let's get over to our big old node. So this planet here is turning more and more into an important part of my economy. Oh man, I keep flying to the wrong pole, am I? Well, luckily by now I got so many fuel rods on me. It's awesome. But we're still only in the intermediate phase, so universe exploration, hell yeah. That was one technology that I set up as well, because we need to know what's up for grabs in the other systems, because we have to go to other systems really soon. So just a quick thing to show off here. I prepared this little facility of photon combiners here. If you remember, there was one assembler sitting here way back when. Now we got 9 of them. Little array here producing pretty compactly on 9. I managed to adjust them like that. Pretty cool. I'm really fond of that design. It works out decently and better than I thought. And yeah, those lenses are being exported, but we're not interested in exports right now. We're interested in imports. So solar sail, remote demand, bring me. So here we go. There's a transit of 200 already. So I did a little bit of thinking about this topic. So I figured when you look at the sun, hello sun, well, you're here. So the EM guns will be working quite similarly like solar panels. Basically, they'll try to follow the sun and try to shoot the stuff at the orbit. And I think this planet has a rotation period of 287 seconds. What I think is, if I put down a gun on this side, I should always put down a gun on the other side to make sure that there's always one of them firing. Because due to the planet's own rotation, I cannot provide a permanent fire on these things. Wouldn't work. So, and that sounds complicated and gibberish to you. Don't worry, it's gonna get more sophisticated in a sec. So the production at my home planet is right now at 1 solar sail per second. I'm gonna show you those big guns we got there. Where is it at? Here. The EM rail ejector can fire 20 sails per minute. If it would be firing 24/7, that would translate into 1/3 of a solar sail per sec. That means I can bring up 3 railguns that can fire permanently. That's unrealistic, so I brought 4, and I want to see where this gets us. I'm pretty sure that these 4 are not going to be enough in the long run, but we gotta start somewhere. So right now there's 600 sails in transit, and that's it's a beautiful thing. So where do we want to shoot from? I wonder if the polar areas aren't really good for that. Because, you know, let's try that. I'm in the polar region anyway, so let's drop a splitter to make things a bit easier and just experiment. So usually this episode is a lot about experimenting with my materials that I got, because I really got no frickin' clue what I'm doing with this in a bigger picture, and I'm loving every inch of it. You know, there's nothing better than not knowing what you're doing and enjoying yourself while not knowing what you're doing. It's the most brilliant part about a game, when you're still frickin' noob and you enjoy it thoroughly. Alright, there we go. That's an EM railgun. Boom. And you can't put them down too closely. You can't put down stuff too closely to these because of the firing range. You can't block the gun, basically. Okay, so we need a sorter to stuff the solar sails in, and then a bit of more power there. So setting up an orbit for your solar sail is as simple as it could be. So you just click one of these buttons, and then you say add orbit, and then, well, I gotta say, I'm pretty sure that there is a deeper meaning to these things. Like, with this angle, I can imagine that it's pretty easy for you. If you know what you're doing, you can configure these things in a way that you can optimize your firing speed. I bet that's what's the plan behind that. But for now, we're doing it in our own scrappy newbie way, and just fire at that orbit there. Boom. You see? Now, from this polar position, I got the feeling as if this buddy could shoot all the day. Maybe I found the sweet spot, and I was wrong with my initial thoughts. We're gonna try that. So the real neat thing is that you have a readout here about your performance. The game tells you how many solar sails per minute you get ejected there. So if there's ever going to be a drop in between these bars, I know that my strategy won't work out. So up until then, how about just slapping down another one of those? Because, you know, I feel like using these railguns a bit more. Alright. So, there we go. It's a wonderful sight. I really, really like that. It's, so here you see it's on the pitch limit. There is a time where the planetary rotation or the orbit forbids to shoot. I guess it's all too narrow now, huh? So let's check out how the orbital the orbitals go. Because the orbitals in this game, they aren't simple at all. As you see, there's a slight, it has a slight pitch or an angle. And yeah, this game's lovely. It's so complicated that you can't really spend a lot of time trying to figure out how stuff should work for you. So we're going to put down more solar sails now the other way. I want to use the rail guns I got. So collide with another object. What the hell is that object there? Conveyor belt Mark 1. There was a conveyor belt there. Why? How? I don't know. So yeah, they're now on firing pause. As you can see here now, we have a stop. So let's just try what happens if we go down onto another area. By the way, how many solar sails do we have by now stored here? So there's only 900 in there and nothing in transit. Okay. I mean, doesn't that look like it should work too? Let's try it out. I'm pretty sure that I could just pitch myself some optimized guides or something like that, but where would the fun be in that? So we're going to create a second orbit here. So let's see. Sadly, I can't seem to see my own gun there. That would be really boss. Okay, let's create that. If you would be able to see your own planet you're working on, that would be really cool. So turns out they are both at their pitch limit. It's because the planet is blocking the sight. Okay. So if you look at this, we're right now just simply on the wrong side. You will only be able to fire from the sunny side. I think the easiest systems to apply Dyson swarms from are the ones that have tidally locked planets. But I'm pretty sure... Well, I think it was just wishful thinking. The polar region just has the same limitations or advantages like any other region. When it's daytime over here, it will shoot the sails over, and if not, then not. So yeah, there's plenty of room for optimization there as far as I can see. These suckers here don't seem to work out that well, but what I want to try... let's do this. So I think these guns here will just suffer from the same limitations as the other ones there. I consider these failure. Nothing personal, buddies. We're doing solar sail studies here. So the plan here from my side is to produce enough power with the Dyson Swarm to power my my refractionators here. Holding shift, chain dismantle. Ah, neat. Learning new features. So now they're shooting again. Beautiful. So my new plan now is a rather simple one. I'm just going over to the other side of the polar region. And let's see if that'll work out. Yeah. Out of building range. Whoopsie daisy. I hope I got enough belts there for that plan. So, here. Basically just want to try what happens if I put them parallel to another. If I can manage to find a position where we'll just keep shooting while the other dudes aren't. That's all. High strength glass. So I'm researching here the next bits and bobs necessary for our progression there. Oh, look at that. Alright. So we're producing a little bit of power here. That's really not much, but it's a start. The beautiful thing about the solar sails is every single one of them has a lifetime of 6,000 seconds. That means we're producing... They'll produce over 100 minutes. It's a pretty long time, if you ask me. And therefore, well, I'm really literally firing the coal from one planet to... at the sun to collect power with it, but it should be worthwhile, if you get my idea. Alright, there was a very, very short firing time on this side. I'm not sure if the polar regions are that good. So, let's try it on this side. Okay. Nasty curvature of a planet here. Alrighty, now let's power them up and see what'll happen there. Ugh. Missed an inserter. Okay. So, pitch limit, active. So, orbit 1 can be. So, let's check it out. Alright. These are firing while these aren't. It's a pretty much mission accomplished. I mean, there's surely a lot of room for improvement. But in the long run, I think we should be able to get started with that. I mean, I'm producing rookie numbers of solar sails anyways, but it's still a pretty majestic moment to see that, because, you know, that's the stuff from the intro screens. So I wonder... So that would be also pitch limit for them. Alright, but looks like the other dudes are able to fire while the others aren't. Only it's better to put them a little bit away from the polar region. Well, drop me your comments if you have any wisdom to share. I'd be absolutely intrigued. I got the feeling that these dudes are really sitting in a bad spot, but... well, we'll see about that. For now, I'll just soar back home to Cabelaset 3. And I'm going to pick up that power as good as possible, and we're going to start producing deuterium there. Because it became for me more and more clear that either we won't be building a Dyson shell on Cabelaset in general, or if I will need to grab materials from elsewhere. Because the amount of silicon in this system is just not enough to sustain a long-term production of things. I'm already concerned about the stability of my predictions right now, so... That's why I want to go exploring pretty soon, TM. But to do so, we'll have to create other materials to work with. So yeah. We do get a couple of solar sails into the swarm. I'll leave it like that for now and optimize on my, while I'm working and learning. Alrighty, so on this side of the planet, we really got a bit of a problem with the energy because where is it at? Here, the particle collider will eat a whopping amount of 12 megawatt of power to just start working, and therefore, you know, that's not exactly what we're providing right now. So we're going to try to work with ray receivers for the first time. These dudes are practically sapping the power from your Dyson Sphere. But seemingly they have also these solar limits. So I'd say we'll produce 2 of them and put one on one pole and one on the other, and see if that gives me the power. Here, this run is really a lot about experimentation and finding out how things work, finding out how the systems work, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So let's see, if that thing sits in the sunny side, yeah, there's producing power. So, continuous receiving. Yeah, the longer they receive power continuously, the better. So that means the ray receivers will not necessarily be residing on this planet, ideally. Ideally, I think I would be putting them off planet somewhere where they, ideally on a tidally locked planet, where they permanently soak up the energy of the Dyson swarm and then just transporting it via other methods. But we're still not able to wield all the weapons the game has in store for us, so I'm not sure if this will not overstrain my system, but whatever. But what's the power status now? We're at 72 megawatt. Now that's a lot better. So the Dyson Swarm is, well, growing whenever I'm looking. So this seemed to be not the worst idea that I had there. So we're at 17 megawatt now. Surely rookie numbers, but it does feel like something, believe me. Alright, so with that power, we're not quite there. So I'm gonna be pausing the video here for a second, slam down a couple of extra solar panels to satisfy the production, satisfy the needs of power production for those particle colliders, because I really want to get this done in this episode. See you there. And there we are, back with some more power. I did also include a couple, well, these 2 thermal power plants, because at this facility, we are slightly overproducing oil. I am transforming a portion of it into plastic, but I'm not killing the beast here at this part. And so that brought us the power necessary that was missing. So the next thing I need is a little bit of a little oil facility that stores its hydrogen somewhere. How about this one here? So we got pretty nice hydrogen stockpiles here, which we will transform now into deuterium. So pipe that out and put up a miniature particle collider. I thought I had one of these. Oh, well, I did prepare all the materials though. Oh wow, I have a lot of solar sails in my pocket. I really need to carry them to the interplanetary distributor, but not now. So here we go, boom. Ah no, not on top of the oil seep. Like, I might use that later. No, we're going to drop it down here. So it's my first particle collider. I'm proud of myself. These suckers do need a lot of complicated materials, though. So here goes deuterium. How's the production? It transforms 10 units of hydrogen, so I have to divide 10 to by 2.5. That makes up 4 units per second. That's actually a lot. Look at us, needing faster sorters for once. It's usually not the case. Alrighty, deuterium, hey! And the power grid is not collapsing. Okay, so how far away am I from my main production line? Not too far away. Beautiful. So, isn't this oh, nice. We got even a planetary logistics station around the corner. My day's getting better and better. So, we're gonna transport that deuterium via drone over the planet, you know? I don't want to have to carry that stuff via belt. We're out of that age, you know? We're no teenies anymore. Just kidding. Fresh deuterium. Okay, so let's put that stuff on the provider here. Supply. Beautiful. So this will ultimately kill my hydrogen supplies pretty quickly, I guess, but what gives? So the other part where we're headed now is the other planetary logistics station I got here, which happens to be very, very close to my general factory. Well, this one's closer, isn't it? Just checking out where the ideal landing station there is, you know. Here. So this way goes my main factory. I'm a little bit lost here. Yeah. But that's the interplanetary station. I don't have a planetary logistics center here in the vicinity, so you know what? Let's change that. So I got my product here. So this planet is meant to be all that chaotic and all the things as it is, you know. It reflects my learning curve, and I'm not the least little bit ashamed about it. So for the graviton lens, we're going to need diamonds and strange matter. We're going to be producing the strange matter now, and the diamonds and all the stuff were... Is there any coal in the vicinity? Now that I think more closely about it, it seems as if I had a mistake in my thinking. I produce my diamonds somewhere along these lines, but I need the purple stuff for strange matter as well. So... Nah, it's fine. It's a good spot to do this. Okay. I don't want to put 8 drones into that. This thing will be perfectly happy with 2 drones. Because you're just bringing me the deuterium I need. That's all you guys do. Okay. So, the purple canisters we need go there, and now we just need to find some iron plate somewhere. It's magnet, that's graphite, that's copper. There's iron plate. I knew that I had a couple of ingots somewhere. Alrighty, so can we use one of these splitters? Not really. While I'm here, looks like my Mark 1 belts are a little bit low. So snuggle that through here, go all the way down there. Okay, something like that. Looks like crap, but who cares? So we got all the necessary parts here. Strange matter does need another particle collider. That's the nasty part about it. Oh, Casimir crystals, wonderful. We're gonna need that stuff later. But for now, universe exploration, I can't do that. No, here, wave function interference, I wanted that. So, the next step will be another particle accelerator where we produce strange matter. All the scientists in the real world would be killing each other for the recipe of creating strange matter, or maybe it would kill us all on this planet. I don't know. Strange matter is not harmless at all. So we will output deuterium. And we're gonna output those particle containers over there. And I figured that I'll be handcrafting the first graviton lenses and warpers by myself. Because, you know, how much deuterium will we need there per sec? Give me a check. So, oh, luckily it's only 1.2 something. I placed down that one a little bit iffy, but it's not a problem. So, let's power it up. Because the mass production of those graviton lenses would be a bit too much for my stomach. Okay. Oh, I really thought it had an exit here too. Ah, it has the other exit here. Aha, I see. Well, that'll work out too. Or, wait a sec, we don't need to do this like that. I'll just put a storage right next to that. I always get deceived by the actual distance of things there. So, last step necessary. So, ladies and gentlemen, we produce strange matter. And with that, it's only a question of time until hyperspace travel is a thing for us. So, let's grab one canister of that stuff, and grab a couple of diamonds. They obviously are now one basic material that we use as well. There's my diamond factory. And with that, I can produce my first space warper. Bam! So that's progress, my friends. So, that's all I wanted to do for this episode, and I'd say we made a awesome bit of progress. So now the universe is my oyster, basically. We just have to check out where to go next, and there's really not much more to do except for crafting myself more space warpers. Right now, this is just, of course, a very simplistic and basic production. There's gonna be a lot of strain in the long run on this factory with these things, because, you know, we'll have to produce tons of hydrogen. The hydrogen production must be insane in the long run, because, you know, I produce 1 unit of deuterium out of 10 units of hydrogen, and I use 10 units of deuterium for 1 unit of strange matter. That means every warper eats a whopping amount of 100 hydrogen. It's quite something. So that's those 6,600 units of hydrogen in the tank, 66 units of strange matter. That's all. Alrighty, with these words, I end today's episode, and I can only say it's been a blast. Next time, we're gonna have a look-see at the rest of the universe, and I can only say, I can't wait. So, drop me your comments down below, leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and of course, consider subscribing. Daily content coming up from my side. All I need you to do is to hit that notification bell. See you guys next time, and have a good one. Bye-bye.